One piece of advice that my mom always gave me was to follow my heart. She said, no matter what happens, just to follow my heart, and I would always lead me in the right direction.
Always be nice to people. You know, she didn't want us being upset with people. She says always do something nice, even when somebody's mean to you. To be nice to them and to pray for them that they would feel better. My mom has always told us to be honest and to respect our elders, and that's my my go-to now. And that's how I teach others.
Never go to bed mad at your spouse. Always make up, always talk it out.
To always trust in the Lord.
Be strong and I don't know, stand strong.
Don't try to act. Don't try and act to be somebody you're really not. Act yourself. Be true to yourself.
Told you to do.
Clean your room.
Well, my mom was a very strong woman, and she always, wanted me to stick up for myself. But she also was a very godly woman, and she always, would revert back to the Bible when there was anything that, any crisis or anything that came up, and trusting in the Lord with all your heart's one of the things she always talked about.
I think the advice that my mom gave me was probably more in the way that she has acted instead of something that she's always told me. But I think that's been to always do my best, and whatever it is that I'm doing, do it to my fullest ability. I think that's what she has shown me more through example than maybe even words that she's spoken to me.
Oh, let's see. My mom told me a long time ago that children are a huge part of your life, but should not be your life. And I saw that the way she raised us, and I get what she means by that.
My mom would get really quiet and wouldn't say anything, and then all of a sudden I would hear my middle name come out.
She would call us by our first name plus our second name. It was mostly the boys, though. The girls were pretty good because the boys were always in trouble, so we didn't really get in that much trouble. She would yell our middle name with our first name. Then we knew she was mad.
She had a look she could give you, and if nothing else, she would swing at you and smack you one if it was something that you had said that offended her or she didn't think that you needed to be saying.
She would raise her voice and get angry with us.
When she's angry.
She yells or just says to go away.
I never saw my mother mad. Never saw her mad.
Because her face is all crumbled up.
Well, my mom was a pretty calm lady, but if something was very, very seriously wrong, or I had done something that was really wrong, she had a way of going, "Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord." She would just get all upset and almost like she was going to pass out. So I knew then that I had done terribly wrong.
I think for my mom, when she's mad is when she is silent and not talking. Then you know she's upset.
My mom used to tell us in the 70s there was this show called The Bionic Woman, and she would show us her tennis. She was an unbelievable tennis player, and she would show us her left arm, and I have felt that left arm on my bahunkas several times. Yes, she was a spiker when she got mad.
What makes my mom special is that she is awesome. No matter what I've done or where I've moved or where I live now, she has always been by my side and always been a great piece of my heart.
She was just very nice. She was very godly. She was always praying for all of us and hugging us and telling us she loved us. Because she wanted to do things for others, and she was honest, and if she said she was going to do something, she did. She never lied, she never cursed, and she was a godly woman.
Very loving, God fearing woman. Very blessed to have her as my mother.
She was very giving. She would do whatever needed to be done.
Um, she does a lot of chores around the house, and she goes to work to like pay for bills and stuff.
She loved us for who we were and are. Of course, Mom died when she was 93, and that's been quite a few years ago. But she always had a good attitude.
Maybe when they get sad, they just have to cheer up. Because she loves me.
My mom, of course, is gone now, but she was a very, very special lady. She, like I said, she was a very strong, independent lady. Because my dad worked second shift a lot, and she had to basically raise us some of the time by herself while he was at work. And so she was just, we always knew she was the strong woman.
My mom is special because she is always thinking about others and how she's able to bless others with the things that she does. She's been like that my whole life for me, but now with my children, she's also like that. She always thinks of others before she thinks of herself.
Well, she's my mom. And you know, my mom's a special lady because my daddy died when she was 47. She remarried, and Benny died when she was 51. And she never became bitter because of that. She's just a very strong Christian woman. It was because of her beliefs that she, of course, she's remarried, and but she was just a strong Christian woman, and she walked the walk and talked the talk with her bionic arm.
A lot of people say I look just like my mom, so I think that's how I'm most like my mom.
Well, I hope I'm like my mom. I'm very quiet. My mom was very quiet. I try to be like my mom and being honest and following God and knowing that's right for me and trying to teach others the right things like she taught me.
I look a lot like her. I have the same temper that she had. Might be a little bit more of my dad's temper at sometimes. Uh, Very loving and family oriented.
Oh goodness, I can't live up to her, but I guess in the fact that I try to help others. Your mom.
I look like her.
Actually, she had no wrinkles up until 93 when she passed away. And I have two sisters who are, well, one's older and one's younger, but the one younger has more wrinkles than me, and she wants to know why. And I tell her, don't smoke.
Like your mom. And I guess I take some of that from her. I feel like I'm a very strong, independent person as well. And it's probably because of her that I feel confidence and feel good about myself.
I think I am most like my mom in my teaching. I had someone to tell me once that I was proof teaching can be inherited. So I think I've followed in my mom's footsteps in the way that I teach children and teach at school, but also just the way that I teach my own children at home also.
Because she is creative and right-brained and messy and fun, and I'm just like her, definitely.
My favorite memory of my mom is whenever I was sick, she would always make me some soup and would bring it into me in bed. And when she would sit there and she'd feed it to me, even though I could probably do it myself, but she wanted to do it for me.
Probably just sitting with her watching TV because she was just a quiet person. She'd sit and watch movies, and we'd just sit and watch. I can remember when I was sick, and she would make me custard. which was from scratch. So it wasn't like out of a box or anything. She would actually go and take the time if I didn't feel good, and she would say, "What do you want?" And I would say custard, and she would make me custard.
She made my wedding dress, and that has a lot of sentimental value to me.
Um, my wedding day when she was there for me.
I think going to the beach with my mom and tanning out on the beach.
The birthdays that we had, she went all out, made the cake, had parties. Um, I'll always remember those.
Of me and mommy going into the water at the beach.
I think that it was when I mean there was many memories, but when Rachel was born, um, mother had just come out of the hospital with a heart attack. She had been in the hospital and she'd been really sick and had to have stents and everything put in. And as soon as we walked in with little Rachel, she said, "Let me have that baby," and it's almost like that healed her immediately. I mean, she just felt, you could just tell her strength was coming back because she knew she had a job to do.
I think some of my favorite memories with my mom, it's really hard to choose just one, but we have been on so many trips and gotten to see so many different things that those are definitely my favorite memories. The fact that she and my dad have allowed me to really see so much of the world and the trips that they've taken me on.
Yeah, this is crazy. But when we were little, she would make. You didn't have a lot of restaurants back then, and she would make chop suey, and she would sit us down and take eyeliner and make our eyes so we would look Asian, and we would sit in the den on with our shoes off and use chopsticks as a child and eat dinner. And why that memory sticks out to me, but we always, and I can just smell that eyeliner that she would use, and we would have the best time trying to use the chopsticks. But I have many memories with my mom, but that's definitely one of them.
What I would say to my mom right now is, Mom, I love you, and I am so glad to be your daughter, and happy Mother's Day.
I love you, and I miss you. I miss you. I love you.
I love you and miss you dearly.
I miss you, and I wish you were here to celebrate Mother's Day with us.
Wish you were here so you could see your great grandchildren.
I love you.
Of course, everybody would like to tell their mothers that have gone on that they love them and they miss them. But yeah, Mom, whatever, all the things you taught me have made a big difference in my life.
I would like to say that I didn't realize how much she sacrificed for me and how much she loved me until I became a mom myself and was able to think about the things she had done for me in my life and to see the things that she continues to do for me. And I know now from a mom's perspective what that's like. So I would just like to tell her thank you.
Hey, Mom! Hey, Nami! The summer's coming. I look forward to spending time with you at the river.